Len Denton, who weighed a whopping 177 pounds, and I understand it was about 90% mullet, 10% freckles. That's what they told me. Anyway, he went on, did pretty good as a wrestler. Got to manage a few folks along the way. Got to book for a few folks like Harley Race, Don Owen, and some others. Had a pretty good career in the ring. There's one thing though, that there's a dispute going on. Jake Roberts, this is for you. There was Len thinks that he invented the DDT. Now, we understand when you were in Oregon, Jake, I saw the snake on top of Len, so I know you had to invent the DDT, it wasn't him. Sorry, Len. Yeah, well, that's also true. Anyway, also, I understand, Len, that you're missing a credit card tonight. It's in the Coke machine at the Rio. What happened? You have to ask Len about that. Anyway, Len likes to think he's a ripper. And he unfortunately met up with me about a year ago, and I'm going to tell this quick story, and then we're going to bring him up here. Len and I used to travel to Los Angeles to work with Dave Marquez at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I could not make it one day, but thank you to all the folks at Alaska Airlines. I know a lot of them. I have the phone line, and I needed to pull a little prank. So Lenny gets on the plane, got him his upgrade to first class because he whines when he has to ride in coach. The seat's too small. Anyway, I talked to the one flight attendant in charge via phone, and Len tries to put his seatbelt on. Now keep in mind, he is also on one of his semi-monthly diets, trying to get back from the 280 or whatever it is you weigh this week. Anyhow, he's putting the seatbelt on, and he's having trouble with it here. He's sucking it in, he can't put it on, and I guess he just survived until the plane took off, ripped that sucker off. The flight attendant apparently is laughing, I found out later. Thank you, Alaska, you short-seated his seatbelt. Anyhow, I'm very pleased. Len's been with us for a couple of years, both at the West Coast Wrestling Connection and now with Paragon. And if anybody deserves this award, Edward Len Denton, the Grappler.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the smart ass stuff you said too. The one thing I don't understand about this award is the Wrestler of the Year retired. Who in the hell said I was retired? That's what I like to know. I mean, I still got some input in the wrestling business. I do some TV shows, so that old coot right there. Okay? I help guys out here every now and then. And you know, I'm even starting a one-man show, Jake. That's right. I'm going to start it in the fall, and I hope and I have dreams and aspirations that it'll be a success. And it's going to be called The Grappler. The story of the Grappler. Beat me if you can. You know, it's just like back in he said when I was 17 years old, back in Houston, Texas, I had a dream of being a professional wrestler. And I had a real strong dream, and I made that come true, folks. 40 years now. But I promise you one thing. I didn't do it on my own. It took a lot of help from a lot of good people. A lot of these Texans I see in here tonight helped me out. Hell, if you didn't think or know any better, I see so many Texans, hell, you think you're at the Alamo right now. You know, a lot of people don't know, but Jake the Snake Roberts, hell, he's a Texan too. Right, Jake? You know, Jake, you never cease to amaze me. I remember one time when you told me you were a preacher. And then it's just like any good snake, you shed that skin and became somebody else. I love you, Jake, you know that. And then you got Stan the Man from Texas over here with that lariat. It's really called a clothesline. Believe me, brother, I remember it well. Because I was working for Georgia Championship Wrestling. I was 19 years old. Hell, I can still feel it coming right now. You know, thank God you worked a lot of your career over in Japan. You were standing there for Godzilla or somebody over there. You know what? You can link to a lot of pro wrestlers' career here in America by staying in Japan. I'm just kidding. You know I love her. And there's a man out here tonight named Dusty Rhodes that helped my career as well. The Big Dust from Houston, Texas, my hometown. Brother, he's my legend. I love him to death. Thank you, Dusty, wherever you're at. And never forget the #1 wildest and craziest guy from the state of Texas, Mr. Terry Funk. Yes, sir. You know all them problems they have on the Mexico and the Texas border? I tell you how you fix that. You take his ass down there for 2 days, and he'll handle the problems. Nobody's gonna mess with Terry Funk. Hell no. Tell one of the toughest men that I ever met. But you know something, last but not least, a great Texan that I loved, a man named Bruce Brody, helped me out too. Barbara, I wrestled your husband many times, and every time I did, he handed my ass to me. That's the truth. He was a man among men in that squared circle. He didn't give any quarters and didn't ask for none. I loved him to death though, and he helped me a lot. You know something, if this was the Alamo, all these Texans and these men I talked about tonight, it would be an honor to have you guys at my side fighting. But I promise you one thing, Barbara, that Bruce Brody, he'd be the main man for me, brother. He'd be that Daniel Boone or whoever hero was there at that Alamo. All right? I promise you that. People, I want to say to all my wrestling heroes out here, one thing right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate very much you letting me be a part of your collective history here tonight at the CAC. God bless you all. Thank you very much.